Good morning. Hope you're doing well. This is David Richard Elmo, Balancing the Tribe, Body, Mind, and Spirit. Now, first of all, I'm not sure if this can pick up. If you're hearing a noise, neighbor across the street's outside doing some hammering, so if that comes across, my apologies for you. So, let's kind of give you some more practical advice. Because I said we're going to work with some kind of mindset and that state issues, and also give you some practical stuff. So, all right, so if you're choosing not to do an exercise program, what you can do is you're going to grease the groove throughout the day. Now, some of you might not like that when I say you're choosing not to, which actually is the key word. You can get a lot done in, say, 15 minutes. What do you mean get 15 minutes? You get 15 minutes earlier today. You get 15 minutes before you eat dinner. There's a way to get your training session in. Now, that'd have to be customized to each one of you, because each one of you are in a different session or different place and different things going on in our life. But you can pretty much get a regular training session in. It doesn't have to be full 30 minutes to an hour. You can do 10 to 15 minutes, can do wonderful. However, even with that being said, there's those that are going to argue against that no matter what. And yes, a lot of times I am here to kind of ruffle some feathers. But there is a way to go through and do it, and it's referred to as greasing the groove. The first time I heard about this was I was reading Pavel Tossaline's, I don't know if it was Power to the People. I actually think it was his book, The Naked Warrior. That's where I think I heard about it. And the essence of greasing the groove is you practice an exercise throughout the day, and that's the key word, is practice. And what it is you're going to do a routine, push up, squat, whatever it is, throughout the day. But you're going to do it where it's very easy. You're doing basically low reps, low intensity. So the story I always remember that Pavel talked about in his book is his father-in-law had a pull-up bar in the basement. So every time he'd go down in the basement, he would do 5 pull-ups. He could probably do 7, 8, maybe sometimes 10, but he only did 5. So that means he could do from 5 up to maybe 25 or more pull-ups a day. Well, that compounds over time and starts to build up. You work on your the neurological system, as well as the muscles, the joints, the ligaments, they all compound. I know for myself, I had done this when I was at a horse show a number of years ago. I would be at my booth. I had my kettlebells there. So I'd read a chapter in a book or an article in a magazine. When I got done, I would pick up and I'd either clean and press the kettlebell anywhere between 2 to 5 times each side, and then set it down. Well, after a couple of weeks, it started getting easier. I started getting some size in me. My strength started building up. So there's what I'm referring to as grease the groove. You practice throughout the day. You don't do it sweating. You're just doing it kind of nice and easy. You probably want to push yourself a little bit. And carry this off a little farther from Coach Paul Wade's book, Combat Conditioning. He mentioned about doing, because he what he calls the big 6, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, leg raises, handstand push-ups, and bridges. Excuse me. And there's a way to work on those throughout the day as well. But what it is, say you're going to do push-ups. There are ways to make push-ups always easier and harder. An example of this is you start off with, born from combat conditioning, your first stage of push-ups is you're going to push ups against a wall. So you just got to get a wall, lean against it, and that's where you do your push-ups at. Excuse me. I don't need my water with me. To make it a little harder from that, you'd go, say, a desk or countertop. That's where you do it at. Then from there, you'd work on your knees. So squats, one way you can do it is you actually just squat down on a chair and stand back up, squat down on the chair and back up. So that's got the bracing there. And you can actually use your, dang it. Because if you got arms out, if you need to, you can push that up. Another way to make squats easier is if you got a counter or desk in front of you, you put your hands on that. So as you squat down, if you need help, you push yourself up with your hands to help lift you up. So there's always ways to make something easier and or harder. And again, for example, with push-ups, you don't have to get down on your hands and knees like if you're in an office space. Maybe every time you get up for a break, or maybe every time you use the restroom. Doesn't mean you got to get on the floor. You can if you want to. But for example, in the office, every time you go up and use the bathroom, or go get a drink of water or something, get against your desk, or maybe if you're in the restroom, use the counter, do 5, some odd, whatever's going to work for you. But you do that throughout the day, and they start to compound and add each other. So it's a way to actually get some training. And it's also a way, if you have an exercise you're having issues with, pull-ups. I used to do this with pull-ups. It's not quite very nice now right now because of the way my training situation is set up, to where it's don't have the space for doing it all the time. But I would go do so many push-ups, pull-ups throughout the day to help increase it, because my pull-ups aren't that great. But I would use that to add them up and start adding in it. I would use the Grease the Groove to start adding to my push-ups, getting to my form nice and easy, fresh, and it started actually increasing my reps during my exercises. So there's something you can try out. Let me know if you've ever done that before, or if you're interested in trying it yourself. So try out Greasing the Groove if you're choosing not to do a regular exercise routine, or if you want to add that into helping you with one of the exercises you're already doing. All right, so there's your tip for the day. Take care, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bouncing to you. Bye-bye.